Hi, Julie Campbell here. Welcome back to another devotion. My devotion is entitled, When the Lord Says Wait. I did this in written form, but I've added some more to it. And it's more of a personal devotion for me today. I'm going to talk about something that I have dealt with in the past, something that was hard for me to deal with. A couple of times when the Lord told me to wait, and it was really, really hard to wait. Have you ever prayed so hard for God to answer a prayer? Something you wanted so badly, and it just wasn't happening. You prayed that prayer over and over and over again, and nothing happened. Well, I know this subject so well. Excuse me. I've been there in that valley so many times. But you know what? I'm thankful that God's been there with me every step, every time, and He's brought me out of that valley. And I'm going to give you a few examples. The first one, it's not so emotional. It was at the time, but once God answered the prayer, I was happy. And the second one's not so easy. So I might get a little emotional when I'm talking about it. First, I pray for a spouse. I pray for someone that God had for me. Someone He wanted for me, specifically just for me. And it took years to find my husband. Lots of prayers. Night after night after night. And there was times I felt like giving up. I felt like, okay, I'm going to be single for the rest of my life. There's no one out there for me. And then it happened. I met my husband, Jonathan. And it was a wonderful thing to meet him. It was a wonderful feeling that I finally found the person I'm supposed to be with for the rest of my life. My prayer was answered. And I was so thankful for that. Yeah, I got frustrated at times along the way. But in the end, I met and I married my best friend. We've been married since 2009, and I'm thankful that we've been married, had all these wonderful all these years together. It isn't easy being married, and it's been a long road. We've had our ups, we've had our downs, but we're making it because God's right there with us, helping us. We put Him first. Well, little did we know, we were going to face a big challenge in our marriage. The challenge of having a child. I had my husband, and we wanted to start a family. And I thought, yes, finally, I can be the mom I've always wanted to be. And every night I prayed for the child that God would give to me. If you know me, you know I love kids. They're precious to me. Our kids in church is my ministry. I love working with them. I love talking to them and hearing them talk, and watching them learn and grow in Jesus. And back when we were in the old building, I would watch the kids while they went out soul winning, and I enjoyed that. I've always had kids in my life. I'm the oldest of three. And from the time I was in kindergarten, first grade, kindergarten, I've had siblings, so I've grown up with kids. I've had niece, my aunts and uncles have had kids, so I have cousins. I've been around kids all my life. I've grown up with other kids. And then my niece and nephew were born. And later my husband's sister had a little girl, so I had another niece. And I have a very special relationship with them. I have a special love with them. I enjoy my time with them. Kids are very special to me. And it's sad to see them grow, but it's also a blessing because I'm seeing my niece and nephew, I'm seeing the beautiful young lady my niece is turning into and the handsome young man my nephew's turning into. And it's a blessing to see that. And I'm honored that I got to watch them grow. And it's a big blessing to me. Well, as a little girl, I always knew I wanted to be a mommy someday. That was my dream. I used to carry my baby dolls around. I had my little diaper bag, and I had my clothes, and I'd have little diapers, and I would carry them around, and I'd take care of those baby dolls. It was fun. It's like I was practicing for the real thing, even though they weren't real babies. When the time came, I thought it would be natural. It would come naturally. I didn't expect the crushing blow. Well, the crushing reality our journey would end up being. It wasn't an easy journey. All around me were families having babies. But month after month, my body failed me. And my arms, they remained empty. I was in love with a child I might never meet. Years went by, and still there was no answer. But I still prayed, faithfully. I prayed that prayer every night. It wasn't an easy time for me. I can definitely say that. But I can also say, God, He never left my side. He was always there, even when I felt like giving up and my faith was so low that I just wanted to give in and forget about it. Stop trying. But you know what? He never gave up on me. And if I'm honest, over the years, it was hard to see others have babies. And my arms remained empty. And a part of me was jealous. And I always prayed, Lord, don't let me be bitter. Because they're getting what I want. You see, I had so many hopes and dreams wrapped up in the idea of being a mother. We even had names picked out for our kids. Of course, their names we're never going to use now. My heart and soul cried out to a baby I had never met and so wanted to meet. It was hard. It was emotional, and there were times I didn't handle it very well. Because I wanted it so badly. And every night I would pray, and it wasn't coming true. But you want to know the funny part about it? The moment I hit my breaking point, it was on Mother's Day in 2016. I've been decluttering and cleaning my house, and I found a letter that I wrote myself on that day. And I was talking about how much I wanted to be a mom, and I was putting all my feelings out on that day. Of course, my birthday was the next day. I was going to be 41. And and it was hard because I always thought by the time I was 41, I'd have at least a couple of kids, and it didn't happen. So I was just letting my emotions out in this letter, just trying to help myself deal with it. And at the end, I was begging God to please help me, to heal me, to make me complete. And the funny thing is, I gave it to him that one last time. I didn't realize that over 7 months later, the little boy, my Brendan, the one I now call my own, would be born. And I would get to become his mommy. It would be 7 months, long months of work. But we would bring him home. And he completed our family. The moment I held my son, I knew the journey to get there was worth every moment. It didn't mean I wouldn't get the hard times. And there will be scars as reminders. But you know what? In the end, yes, I wanted to give up, and yes, I lost some of that faith along the way. But it brought me closer to God. All those years, He was saying, wait, I have a better plan for your life. I didn't know what that plan was. I didn't have a clue. But I knew. I never completely lost faith that He would answer my prayer. And even though it was a long, long journey to bring Brendan home to us, I never gave up hope. Because in my heart, the minute I found out about him, I knew he was going to be mine. I don't know how I knew it. Don't ask me how I knew, because I don't know. But I knew that no matter what we went through, no matter what we had to go through to work on getting him in our house, he was going to be ours. I never dreamed adoption would be the answer. See, we thought about that over our long journey, but we never dreamed it was possible because financially adoption's hard. It's not easy. And honestly, we wanted a child. Wanted to give birth to a baby. I wanted to know what it was like to have a baby, to be pregnant and give birth. But the moment I held Bryn, I gave up. That didn't matter anymore. Because I had my baby. The baby I had prayed for all those years. He was there and he was mine. And the fact that we got to adopt him and he's ours and our family's complete, it's a blessing to me. It's proof that God answers prayers. He answered mine. It was a long journey. It was hard. It was emotional. But in the end, He gave us what we asked for, just in a different way. Maybe a better way. His way. I've learned that sometimes the answer is no. And sometimes the answer is wait. And that's not easy by no measure. I got frustrated, yeah, in both journeys, waiting for my spouse and waiting for our son. We will want to give up. But we must have faith that He'll answer our prayers. And it isn't always going to be how we expect it. Boy, did I learn that. And sometimes He says no and provides something much better than we even asked for. Our God is faithful. He always knows what's best. But we have to have faith to follow His lead. And even though it isn't easy to have the faith, especially when you're in that pit, and you're going through that fire, and you don't know how to get out, know the way out. But if you persevere and you pray, and you keep that faith, God will bring you out of it. He brought me out of that valley. He brought me out of that pit. He answered my prayer. And He made my family complete. He made me the mommy that I always wanted to be. He gave me a husband. He gave me a child. He gave me a family. That's what I've always wanted. I wanted a family of my own, and I got it. And I'm so thankful to have him. This world can have whatever they want. I've got what I want. I've got my Lord. I've got my family. And I've got my family. And the Lord provides everything I need. And He answers prayers. Just not in the way we want Him to sometimes. But in a better way. I hope this devotion has encouraged you. Thank you so much for listening to me. I'll see you next time. Signing out.